they are legit. I mean, you get the Costco dogs. I love Costco hot dogs, but I was like an hour later, I'm like just burping it up. I'm like, yeah, I had a hot dog. That was
Oh,
a
dude.
mistake.
If it was burping, that would have been fantastic. It's never like that for me. Welcome to the PARAcast. I'm your host, Tomas the Boss Hernandez. Joining me tonight, talking about hot dogs and all the fancy things. When a gun is made drop safe, he sheds a tear. It's Robert Wyatt.
Guns are not supposed to be drop safe. Guns, honestly, should introduce a level of risk beyond the idea of pulling the trigger. You should pull a gun out and think that this may be the last thing you do in life.
P320
Honestly, I think it's
apologist.
I'm now working for SIG, so
I think it's a feature.
Yeah, it's a gun. It's a muzzle awareness test that constantly is going on, and he bases all personal decisions based on mouthfeel. It's Jared Stepp.
I hate that you're right. That's why I took the front side off of my Athena.
It's cutting my tongue. How much do you want for this Pokemon card? Let me see your hand, good sir.
My teeth. They do not like.
Send it back. Send it back. Things not to send back. This is Glock 26. So this is a beautiful little Glock 26. Look at it. It's got a Vortex Defender ST on it. It's got the beam dot. It's got the +2 extension right there. It's got the Apex trigger.
Guess what I found this week?
What?
I got back from my camping trip and I was like cleaning stuff out and I was down in the basement. I found a box. I opened up the box. You know what was in it?
Glock
a Vortex Defender ST.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Nice.
I'm like, the hell? So I'm living large now.
Yeah.
How did this get here?
This thing has been a fantastic little carry gun for the past couple weeks. It hides away pleasantly. The grip hides away because as you have the +2 on, it does not almost do anything to the back heel of the gun. So it sits nice and flush. It's got pretty much a full-size Glock kind of grip circumference on the thing. The trigger reach is the same. Surest parts with my Gen 5 guns.
What is that 12 rounds with the pinky extension?
Yep, 12 rounds. It's a 12 shotgun. And so you don't have to, you get the Glock reliability and Gen 5 accuracy. You don't have to send off to get like a Shield Arms magazine and magazine release and deal with some third-party manufacturers. Hopefully you got the good one reliability on the gun. Like, I just sat there and I bought a couple Glock 19X magazines, popped off the base plates, put them on the 10-rounders, and this thing is absolutely fantastic. I can throw any Glock magazine I have that's a 9mm in this bad boy. It's great. It's fantastic.
I love the idea that people are still doing the Franken Glock. Because I mean, like, you're just gutting the gun to make it into something that's marginally as good as a Smith & Wesson Shield Plus.
Yeah.
See, I like to live life dangerously, and I have a SIG P365 macro, and that's my everyday carry gun. And I like to carry that appendix style because sometimes...
No, Jared, just say
not sure.
It's too big.
Not sure about myself.
It's too big. If it got half of it shot off, dude, the better. The circumference, the length's not killing him. The circumference is what's killing him. He narrow that thing out.
Just a tuna can.
The hard thing with the 26 is like my my PO7. I love the PO7 because it shoots and feels like a full size gun, and I do
your
like
shadow.
And I mean I love that how great, but the shield.
It's the disposable version of your shadow.
That's actually pretty true. Yeah, like I can abandon that at a crime scene and nobody will ever know. Actually, hang on. Nobody will ever know.
I already have. Nobody knows. The thing about something like this, instead of having like the 365 macro, something like the bigger guns, it's got a full size frame. You can hold on to it, shoot 17, fits really flat and small. But the nice thing about these is just the grip. The grip length, like even when you put the 10-round magazine in, even though the pinky's kind of hanging off on the bottom, like it is a very small type of gun. And then if you remove the optic, like it's almost pocket carryable. Like it's definitely like jacket pocket carryable. And the nice thing about the the kind of like full body Glock like this, even though it takes the same optics plate as everything else, the same MOS, is it shoots softer than like the 43 or like the 365 or the Shield Plus, because it is a full gripped gun with a full double spring recoil rod. And the nice things that people kind of forget about the short frame guns is how accurate these stupid things were. Like, these were the most accurate Glocks, were the baby Glocks, even on the Gen 3s and the Gen 4s, because of what they call frame rigidity, which means the shorter the barrel and the frame is, the less flex can be introduced into them. And so, like,
Listen,
they're
It
great.
just feels
I
like somebody was making
I
some shit up because they were compensating.
I understand that there's a bunch of reasons why you like the Glock 26, and there's a lot of valid reasons why it's a decent gun. But no matter what, it's just gonna look like Michelangelo's penis to me, like a little
It's a grower.
flaccid,
It's
just a little turtle buddy. And that's just anytime I see a Glock 26, I'm just like, oh, buddy, it's all right. It's not that cold. You can come on out.
Damn it!
it,
Now every time I see a Glock 26, I'm gonna think of David.
That's what it is.
That's what you
It's
get
the
to think of.
David. It's the David, and it's just a little innie.
like poor David. What if he would be really intimidating? There, it's all really intimidating when it doesn't stop growing. When it keeps going, then you're just like, all right, I've had my piece. Like, but this thing, listen, is it full size? No. Is it enough to get your hand around? It's enough to get your hand around, but it feels like a big one. It feels and shoots like a big one.
And when
Are
you
we
put
talking
it in
about, are
your
we talking
mouth,
about the gun or David's penis?
and when you put it in your mouth, you can actually, it's okay. It's doable.
Yeah, you
Those
don't.
34s are too big.
You can get air. You can get some
The
air.
17L? The 17L? God, no.
No,
Can't fit that.
no. Too big. They say it's too big. But yeah, no, I've been pleasantly surprised with this. Like, I went out there and got that shooting rest I kind of showed on the show a couple weeks ago. I laid that out there. I bought some Norma 124 grain, their personal defense bonded ammunition, and I was like, all right, well, this stuff's $30 for 50 here at the store. I'll shoot this stuff and I'll group it. And was it the best price? No, but like, the stuff shot pretty freaking good. Like, I was shooting at 20 yards, like pretty close to an inch group with the Glock 17, about an inch group with the P30. I shot like a 4-shot, 1-shot hole with my Gen 3 Glock 34 with its, I think it's a Noveski barrel that was in that thing, or whoever was making it.
You're at $30 for a box of 50 or whatever it was. I mean,
Yeah.
it better be doing a one-hole group.
Yeah, and this thing we're shooting about, the Glock 26, was shooting an inch and a half. The only thing that was frustrating about this is every time I fired it, because it's so short, it tried to blast the rest away. Like, it's very hard to have a rest and then just kneeling, and then the rest is sticking out like an inch, another inch and a half, 2 inches. So
Again, that's normally only a problem you have in the winter, because if you only have 2 inches and you have all this stuff on and all these layers,
yeah,
you can't get it past.
It just turtles.
Yeah.
it does turtle.
Same.
But the one thing is that
It's pre-turtle, technically.
is you got to come up for excuses like emotional damage why you can't use it during the winter. That's why. That's what you got. Can't. Not now. My dad was killed by a snowmobile. I just can't do it right now, baby. Yeah. Anyways, so when you get the 2 inches there, but like, it's freaking super accurate. Like, it was great. Like, the Defender on top is a great optic for the gun. The Apex trigger on it, I bought 2 Apex trigger kits. The 17 is much nicer than the 26, but the 26 ones always seem to be a little bit tighter, the smaller framed guns. But it's a fantastic little carry gun, and I'm very happy I got it. And then I handed it to Paige, and she goes, "This is really small." And then you take out the magazine, and you get like two
Oh,
fingers
that's
on
never
it.
what you want to
Was she-
hear.
Was,
like-
was she talking about you or the gun? I'm just
Oh, no.
She's used to much
Like,
more.
Can I get my money back?
She's used to fuller size, heavier products. So like, but she sat there and she's like, "Oh, can you put the magazine?" I was like, "Yeah." So she put the freaking 23 rounder, and I was like, "That's kind of cool." It's like, it is kind of cool, and it hides away. It's a fantastic gun. It's honestly the best product from Glock 20 from Glock that has been lost in the idea of the 48s and the 43Xs and the 43s. Like,
Did the 26 get did it get discontinued?
nope, the 26 is still in the product catalog, and the 26 MOS is still floating around. And it's not one of those guns that you find like you can gun.deals a few different models of Glocks, and you can come up with cheaper ones. Like the 49 you can find pretty cheap, the 45s you can find cheap, and the 47s can all be found for like 60, $70 less than the 26 MOS. But
What's the going price for a Glock these days anyway?
full price retail price is about 560.
Wow.
That's a good price
Steep.
for an MOS type model. So
I'm so used to paying like double, triple the price of a Glock that it is weird to me because there was a time when I used to think that was a lot of money, and it still is, right? It's still money. There's no doubt
it's
about it.
still
But
money. And the funny
yeah,
the
I've
funny
just
thing is like it's the most expensive striker fired pistol except for the HK.
really,
Smith and Wesson is cheaper. The CZ models are substantially cheaper.
yeah.
IWI Mossad is cheaper. The FN 509 cheaper. Like all these guns are trying to be a $50 price point less than the Glock, and then even like the top end models like the
Yeah, but I
CZ
think
P10s are like with the optics plates are like 500, and you can find them on sale for like 450 sometimes.
you have a problem though because all the Glock blue labels also kind of ruin the market for Glocks.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of blue label markets that come in there, and then Glock also manufactures a lot and then puts them out there for the retailers. So the retailers, if they want, they can sell them for a bit lower of a price. Like, and then on closeout Glocks and stuff like that, like we are seeing some of the 17 Gen 5 17L MOSs that were discontinued for like 480. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of cool guns to go out there and
Sub
get for
sub
decent price.
500.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. The rare ones 550, the common ones. I mean, I was looking at a Glock 49 with 3 15-round mags for freaking what was it 454, and then a Glock 47, which is quickly becoming everyone's favorite carry optics type setup. For like 480, 490. So
I wonder what Merriam, Brantley Merriam shoots because he just took what second place at nationals today.
Oh,
47.
does the scoring
47.
done?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
Christian
I'll have to
Saylor
look that up.
won because Eric Ravel wasn't there. Um,
Nice. Good
sorry.
for
And,
Eric.
and Christian Sailor's freaking Christian Sailor, so that that helps when he's also
No,
immaculately good of a shooter.
yeah, he shot a great match.
Yeah.
He shot really good. Yeah,
Brantley took
straight up.
second at 95%. Like Christian beat everyone pretty handily. JJ Rakaza at
Mhm.
93. Yeah, you're just saying quite a jump. Mason Lane, did he shoot 2 divisions? Oh no, I'm in the
No, he
I'm in the
shot prod.
yeah, I'm in the overall. Yeah, so it's
Mm.
congratulations to Mason Lane. I mean, another production win, and that's a pretty good setup. Joey Sonderland, single stack, has a single stack.
Oh,
Saturn.
really?
Yep.
Yeah, but look at the numbers on it, because he was going up against Bob Crow, and it was that tight. It was that tight of a race. It was
100 to 99.34. So,
yeah,
yeah.
it was crazy. And Bob had him going into day 3, and Sauerland just came back and just barely squeaked out a win on it.
Yeah. Jay Lease Williams, top 10 in single stack nationals. Like
Had a
that's
girl.
Hang on a second. How many people actually shot in single stack? 'Cause,
I can't
I
even
mean,
get my
I'm not
practice score to load, so I can't even
I
see it.
don't
I'm not taking away from Jay Lee's. I'm legit curious.
there was
Let's
38
see.
people that shot
38.
nationals in single stack, but even with that, like we have not seen. Yeah, I don't think for a while. I mean, PCC you might see that, but shooting handguns, it's not very often that you find a woman in the top 10.
Well, Jalise is. I mean, she's such a powerhouse of a shooter,
Yeah.
and she's always been good. And I was happy to see Jeremy Reed come in with number 3.
Yeah.
I was like to see him do well, and so that made me happy.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
But
How'd local boys do?
Al Stewart actually won A class.
No shit.
Um,
Nice.
yeah, yeah, he did real
Oh,
good.
look.
Jory was
Jory.
21st overall.
No, it looks like he got 17th in carry optics.
Oh, in carry out, I was talking overall. Sorry.
Okay.
But in
Jory got
Karyotic,
17th.
Jory was top 20. I mean, he did fantastic. I can't remember where Kevin came in.
Kevin got 35th, 84.5%.
84.
Alistair got 83.96%, 37th. Damn, son.
Yeah, yeah, he shot real well. I mean, I'm really happy for him.
I know all those three have been like fighting like lunatics
Hmm.
and really practicing, so I'm really happy that all those guys have done so well.
Me too. No, it make it when I saw Al had finished that strongly, that made my day, and especially Jory. He shot last year, and I don't think he had the place that he want, but I mean, for him to do as well as he did this year, that makes me all sorts of happy, especially since he actually switched guns not
Oh,
what maybe 2 months ago
and
when he
there's
started
Brett
shooting.
Thomas.
Now different Brett.
It's a different Brett Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh, because
I
he's
thought
shooting
I thought
production.
I thought the very very same thing. Brett Thomas would never shoot prod.
I was gonna say I haven't seen him in a
I
while,
don't
so I
think
don't
I don't
know.
think I ever saw him shoot prod. He was one of
Oh,
the
I
first
did.
early carry optics adopters as soon as he could get into it.
Well, I shot production with Brett for a long time, and he was always fast. Brett's always been a fast shooter, but his points were just all over the board. So when they gave him a dot, that just, I mean, it became the best of all the worlds because Brett could then be fast and accurate, and I've always loved watching him shoot. He's such a damn good shooter.
Speaking about Sig Factory Gun Nationals presented by Vortex Optics, I find that a funny name. The what was Sig's new 2011 hybrid that takes P320 magazines? Was it their 23? What did they call it?
Oh, right.
The Sig 20
2011 DS drop safe.
2311 or something. It was
20.
something like that.
I think the 2311's already been taken. I think that name's already
It was
been.
something. It was something stupid.
Yeah, and they're entering the market. I mean, the 2011 market now is officially completely full. I mean, we have Sig with one. All the other Turkish companies have them. Kimber now has a 2311.
P211.
The P211.
It's honestly a good gun. I mean,
Yeah,
how hard is it to do a
All the
2011
YouTubers say
correct?
it is.
it must
Oh yeah,
be.
I mean,
It
I
must
tell you
be.
what, when you fly them out to Sig Factory headquarters, put them up for the night, and give them a fancy dinner, I guarantee you they're going to say something nice.
Yeah, I bet those GBRS guys really like it.
I
Oh yeah,
wonder. I wonder if everyone will
I
be.
I wouldn't know because they'd have to take the guy's dick out of their mouth long enough to actually like say something. But
I
Hey, they got some itching in the back of their throat.
I wonder if there will
those
be.
poor guys.
You'll definitely see a lot more of that thing going forward than I think of some other models that they'll be putting out.
Sodomy?
No, not sodomy. I'm just talking about the yeah. It's the P211 Scorpion Sodomy edition, and it just has a bigger magwell. So anyway, what did you guys do? What's happening in the world of Robert?
Well, we had our indoor match, and that was a lot of fun. We actually had delayed it from last week just because I was out of town. But crazy thing, we had one of the guys came and shot it, and he we had the stage set up, and you had to run all the way down. So you shot a bunch of stuff from all the way at the back, and then you had to run down, and you shot over the top of this kind of a low wall to shoot some stuff. And as he got into the position, he must have slipped on brass or something. But in an effort to keep the gun pointed safely downrange,
Uh-oh.
he twists, flips, and he lands and dislocates his shoulder. He still broke the 180, which sucks. But I mean, he was trying real
Oh.
hard to keep that gun safe. But yeah, talk about I've never seen somebody do that before.
Is it like
And
sweeping the brass or moving the brass out of the way a kind of a deal that happens?
I have, in all the years that we've done this, I have never seen any. I mean, everybody kind of they try and kind of kick it out of the running zone
Yeah.
where kind of thing, right? They try and kick it out of that as good as you can. It's a concrete floor. There's only so much you can do, and but yeah, that was crazy. But somebody was there and they popped his shoulder back into place, and I'm kind of glad I didn't see that because that sounds like it'd be a little bit gross.
Just start
But
shooting at him. Stop it! Get out!
Nice.
yeah, what a weird thing. And so I've never seen that happen. Hopefully, I don't see that happen again.
Robert's always around all the injuries that happen on a USPSA
Yeah,
match.
I'm kind of starting to wonder about that because that's starting to weird me out just a tiny bit.
You're the one causing him. Jared?
I haven't done anything shooting, guys. My my life has been taken over by fucking nerd ass shit.
What?
I've been doing hitting cards, Magic the Gathering cards, and Pokemon cards like
Oh,
an
you do magic?
straight up cracked out fiend, and it's awful.
Are you buying or selling or both?
Both.
Are you selling Pokemon for Magic?
Yes, actually. So there's a
I
there's a the Final Fantasy games?
yeah.
Video game thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Final Fantasy teamed up with Magic to do this big collaboration where they're doing Final Fantasy Magic cards. And they're super cool and they are expensive as fuck.
Hmm.
And um I've opened a lot of them and luckily I'm up. And so I sent off like
This
30
this
cards
this
to go get
sounds
graded
such a hard. There's only
and
a few
it's
people who
gonna be
use
great.
the term "I'm up," and
So
that's
we're up.
coke
It's
addicts and
gambling.
gambling. It's like
It's
nope,
100% gambling.
it's okay because quote unquote
I'm
I'm
up.
up. I'm up. Yep.
We're up, baby. And
The
so
funny
that's all
thing,
that matters.
the funny thing is like I played Magic, the game, the card game, when I was in high school in the 90s.
Right?
That's how old that game is. But then I was like, I grew up and I never touched them again. I eventually kind of gave the cards to somebody whose kid played Magic, and I'm like, here, go have fun, do great things with them. And I've never seen them since. But
I
damn, that is an old
But
game. It was fun. I loved playing that game.
totally unrelated to my gambling addiction. I have four 2011s that I'm willing to sell
oh
right
my gosh,
now.
everybody.
Oh, shit.
He's got his atlases ready. He's got his tactical steel
Oh,
customs
I'll
ready.
sell everything right now. I'll sell everything right now.
Yeah, this is one of
And
the
so
times where
this is
Jared's
this
like, I'm
is
just a Glock shooter. I'm just a Glock shooter.
right.
And
Today,
just
today I'm just shooting my Glock, bro. I'm just shooting my Glock. Hey,
What
at
is
a
what is
demo
your
at a
what is your
demo
goal
the
with
other
this
day,
though?
I'm just making money. I'm just having fun.
Oh, I got you. I
Um,
got you.
but at a demo the other day while I was working with some of the new guys at the PD, I did a bill drill at 7 yards on a reduced size C zone, like the actual like almost an A, just a little bit bigger than an A box C zone.
Mhm.
And I did it in like 167 from my duty holster with my duty gun. And so maybe that Glock's all right.
yeah,
That Glock Gen 5, they fucking shoot.
the better the guns, the better the shooter is, the least the gun matters. And,
Well,
and for a lot of other shooters, the gun has to be the absolute best thing to kind of overcome them. And those are the shooters that you go like, oh, here you go. Here's a Beretta 92. Why don't you shoot this thing? And then you watch them struggle bus all over it, and then you go like, okay, okay,
so here's a question.
sure,
Have I talked about the Mag Mo Edge grip here yet?
no,
I don't think so.
So basically, what it is, it's a tumor. This guy he doesn't have a website. He's just some dude on Reddit,
Oh, yeah.
and he
No, yeah, you talked
prints.
about it. You and I talked about it.
Okay, yeah. So he prints out this tumor that goes on the support hand side of your gun. Here's a nice little picture of it. My Glock's upstairs, so I can't grab it. But essentially, it's a ledge, it's a palm swell for your support hand side. So when you're holding it, you get more of this bottom part of your support hand because depending on how you hold the gun, how I hold it, the majority of my grip is actually up here in my muscly part of my thumb right here as opposed to anything on the actual lower side of my hand. And so this Magmo edge grip actually lets me get on the gun a little bit more. So I installed that on my duty gun and I've been playing with that. And honestly, like it is phenomenal. I've been really, really impressed with it. And that's been fun. And I've just been shooting my Glock recently. And I've just been eyeballing all those 2011s. I'm like, I could get so many Final Fantasy cards with those, and then I could sell those, and then
Here's
it would be so much fun. Listen,
here's a
I pulled a $10,000 card. I opened a pack and got a $10,000 card. So I
you
mean,
shit me.
no, I'm not. It's a good day, and that's why I'm like all jazzed into this thing, and I'm like, no, Jared, stop. You're never gonna beat that high. Stop, Jared. You're never gonna get anything past that.
What makes it a $10,000 card? Just
They're
rarity?
just rare.
Yeah, that's
Holy
it.
sh!
It's just
It's
rare.
just rare, or they've said that they're rare, or whatever happens. That's what comes out of
That's
this.
all it
You
is.
you
That's the
could
It's
thing, man. Like
just
I grew up in the era of baseball cards and the tops and the Donruss and all that stuff, and this artificial idea of cards being worth something. Like, oh, these cards are gonna be worth something in the next 10, 15 years. Bullshit. They are not. They're
Beanie
not worth
Babies my
anything.
ass.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like, if it's worth $10,000 now because it's the current hotness and stuff like
No,
that.
and
So
that's
yeah,
like
totally hit that
card
big number.
trading, unless it's like stuff made before 1960s, makes Bitcoin look like the most stable
it's
investment ever. And I
it's
put more money in at 50,000 this year, and it came out better. But
all I'm saying is I'm having a grand old time. We're opening packs, we're ripping packs, and just absolutely
When you say you're opening
destroying.
packs, how many are you opening here?
he's buying
So
boxes of like 30 or 50, and then he's opening up
so
all those
these
cards.
ones, yes, but these ones are coming in. They're called collector booster packs,
Hmm.
and there's 12 packs in a booster box.
Okay.
Um, and so the booster boxes are going for about $1,200 right now. So each pack is going for about, a hundred bucks. And I've probably opened, luckily I opened it when they were cheaper. So I opened them when the packs were probably about 50 bucks a pop or 60 bucks a pop, which is still a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
This is clearly not a game for kids. This is basically a lot of like
no,
middle-aged
or
white
or
people
or
who are
new
just trying to like
homeowners, even
the
people who have
collector,
good money homeowners. I can't
the
play this
collector
game.
stuff, the collector stuff is obscenely priced and obscene everything. And I sent in through UPS, actually through FedEx, so fuck you, Tom.
Oh my gosh.
Um, I
well,
sent
I
in
mean, when you absolutely
20.
need something to get somewhere, FedEx.
Tom Hanks taught me that, not Tom Nelson.
Hey, bitch, our plane didn't crash. That's why we didn't get no movie. Our plane was in the air. I was watching a
But
DHL plane take off from the airport yesterday. I was on the 80 going underneath it, and I'm just like, dude, he's slow. And I could have almost
uh-oh.
sworn to see like the little stall out, and then it kind of started going forward again. I'm just like,
Uh-oh.
West Valley's gonna have a
Yeah.
bad day.
So we'll see. In the next week or two, I sent off all these cards to get graded, and we'll see if the cards grade well, which I think they will. They could be worth like $20,000, and so I'm gonna sell all those, and I'm already have them consigned on eBay, and so it's gonna be hopefully we can get more gun things, and I can come back to the gun hobby.
So
But right,
the next move, I knew I didn't make the joke before you said it, but I knew the next words weren't going to be and pay off the mortgage. That's exactly what
oh
I was
no,
not gonna hear.
oh no, Oh no, this money is already earmarked. So if depending on how this all ends up, we got shit planned. We got shit planned on what we're gonna do with it.
And Miranda's like family vacation. Yeah, that's on the list. That's on the
Yeah,
list. Custom
yeah.
Atlas.
Why would I pay off the mortgage of the house? I have a 2% interest rate right now. I'm
Oh
good.
my gosh. Don't
Isn't
don't
that
do this to
isn't that the
me.
craziest thing? I mean, it's like you look at I sit here and I look at my mortgage and I have what's left on it, and it's I'm sitting there at 2.75, and then I look at all these poor bastards who are like in 6, 7, 7%,
Yeah, that's
like even
killer.
with like great credit, and I'm just like, but there's this part of me in the back of my head. It's like, no, you pay that off, get that paid off, and but it's like,
No.
but it's 3%,
No, it's
but pay it
2%.
off.
If you can make more money with that 2%, if you can make more than
Technically,
2% with
yes,
that
yeah.
money,
You could
yeah, fuck you, Dave Ramsey.
you could put it in a bullshit savings account and make 6% or something, or like hand it off to some guy to go invest.
Exactly.
You can make 7 or 8%,
Or
or
I
you could
I
give it to
totally get.
Jared. Give it to Jared and I'll buy magic cards.
and he'll try to get you where you need to go. As somebody who's never made more money in their life and then simultaneously been so, oh my gosh, this is gonna be tight. I don't even. Paige is just like, it's gonna be fine. It's just like, I know, but I just like having the extra. Like, I used to buy the nice paper towels, the ones that you pull out when I was a single man. When I was making
The blue ones.
good
The
six
blue
figures,
paper
yeah,
towels.
Tom's using the blue paper towel brand.
I would buy the nice toilet
The
paper.
shop.
I had
The shop paper
I had the
towels.
shop paper towels, and then the nice Vivo ones, and then you have all the nice things. And I'm like, you know what? Life's getting better, dude. We're look at us. We got ourselves a black Lucky Brand T-shirt on. We got some Armani jeans. We're
I
living the
thought that
good
was
life.
going somewhere else.
We're saving good money. Got a black boyfriend. His name is Damien. It's heavy. It's way better than my Glock 26. So like, there's all that kind of stuff that's going on, and now we're just like, oh my gosh. And now I'm hearing about magic cards and 2% mortgages. I own a 2%
Yeah.
mortgage. I just can't live there anymore. So
All I
I'm
know
in the
is
same
that
club too.
everybody needs to just save this segment and then play it for their significant other when they're like, "How much money do you spend on bullets?" And it's like, "Look, I could be buying magic cards."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like when I look at how much I've spent these last like 3 weeks, it's insane. But I
This
should
is
be making a
literally
lot of money.
this is going to be
This next week or two, all the cards that I sent to off to get graded are getting sent over to eBay, and they're all gonna get listed. And so I should be making about 10 grand easy.
I do not want to have an episode of the Paracast where Miranda comes running downstairs and says, "Jared, they're taking the car." That's the part of the Paracast I never want to have.
this is
I
going
just
to
hope.
be the Dutch tulip thing
Yeah,
all over again, except in the magic cards.
I was
No.
I once delivered a bunch of these like ant miners, these things that would mine Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was at like
Oh, yeah.
18,000 back in like 2016, 2017. So these guys were like mining Bitcoin in the basement, like, and they had like
Uh-huh.
50 or 60s of the things. So these things that are power hungry things. So like they had generators on the side and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, like, the Bitcoin crashed. And I was just like, dude, these guys probably took out a mortgage to do this and all these kind of idiots. And then you start seeing it tick up. And if they had mined Bitcoin that whole time, and like Bitcoin's like at $104,000 now, it's probably doing a lot better. I just know that some things that I thought used to make me happy really didn't make me happy. I was sitting there with Michael, and he was like, "Dad, do this Resident Evil 2 run. I'll watch you." And I'm doing this Resident Evil 2 run, and it's like one of the most frustrating runs you can do. This no damage run. And I'm sitting there
Yeah.
I'm sitting there trying to do it, and Paige is like, "Are you having fun?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm
Hey,
having fun." And I look down at my Fitbit, and it says I got a 95 heart rate, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm having fun." And Mike's enjoying me watching. He's like, "Well, you were playing Ready or Not last night, and you were really mad too." I was like, "Well, they shouldn't have me do runs where I don't have to kill anybody. I got to use pepper ball launchers. Like, it's bullcrap." It's like, "You're not really having fun." It's like,
that's fucking gay.
I am not having it. It's the last thing. I got to complete the game. I got to get all the achievements. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm having fun. Having
Keep
fun.
telling
Remember
yourself that.
Remember when we play Warzone and we'd all just scream at this
Dude.
cheating piece of shit,
I
fucking piece
don't
of shit game?
I
And we
don't
were so
dude.
angry.
We would be so angry. We'd be so angry at so many things. And it's just like I don't know.
This isn't fun
This isn't
anymore.
you know what's kind of fun? Like holding hands, watching a TV show, having a cold drink. That's pretty chill. That's pretty fun. Like watching your kids do things that are kind of neat. Like that's pretty fun. Like that's good times. Making ribs, that's fun. That's a good time. Coming around a corner and getting one tapped by something that you didn't see or wasn't there or didn't register in the game,
Or
not fun,
after an
dude.
hour of gameplay where you
Dude,
didn't see anybody and you finally got all your stuff and then all of a sudden just dead.
tapped.
Fuck. God fucking
Like
shit.
getting to the last guy on like a ready or not mission while you're using a pepper ball launcher to try to get everyone to surrender while they're shooting AKs at you, and you get to like the last room and you open the door and you walk through. Sorry, trap on the ground.
Pop.
You're,
Womp
you're
womp.
dead. Sorry. You want to start another 45-minute mission so you can sit there and take your little snake cam and like put it around the corner and go like, all right, it's a little clear. We're gonna go around. It's a nightmare.
Awful.
But the thing that's funny to me is like the level of rage that you express when stuff like that happens. And my 14-year-old has the same level of rage. So basically, you never grow up.
No, you never grow up, and
I
the only rage that's ever worse than that you can't get away from is just completely botching a stage where you grab the magazine, you toss the magazine, you call your wife like I think I'm coming home, like I don't feel good, like I feel a little hurt, I feel a little dehydrated, I think I'm gonna come home and end my life and swallow this
And then,
bullet and all that stuff, and just
and then,
that's what
then
happens.
Robert comes up next to you and says, "Stop me, Tommy. Stop being a
Stop
bitch."
being a bitch. Get it like, but that's literally the one more game. We can't
Oh
quit
yeah.
on a lose. We can't quit on a loss. We got to get out there. We got to get a win.
So you're saying I should open the rest of the Patrick packs I have?
You know what? Go all in. Play hard. And while you're doing it, wear a Dominate Defense belt. Check out Dominate Defense. Use promo code PARA10. Save 10% off your order. It'll hold belts. I mean, it's a belt. It'll hold holsters, magazine pouches, medical gear, all that
Well,
stuff.
hold belts too.
Magic.
You
Yeah,
can put belts on
you
it.
you put magic cards in it. You can put
Yeah.
video games in a dumb pouch on it. It'll carry it all, and it'll carry it all as the best belt in the industry. Use promo code PARA10. Dominate Defense, American Operator Gear. Check them out. Use the promo code. Save 10% off your order. Kevin Isaac, he's coming back from them Factory Gun Nationals. You can brighten his day by making your gun heavier. Use promo code PARA10 at W74 Guide Rods, and you can get your gun heavier and all tuned out, and so like you can go overweight. Maybe like someone who had a single stack gun, like you can do all those things at a W74 Guide Rods. And then check out Rune Tactical. Get a +1 in your gun for more fun and attack those high round count stages. Like your Jared Step opening a booster pack. Same promo code. Telegram. We ask questions. You answer. Oh, you ask questions. We answer. We can do that too.
I don't know. Give him enough time. He'll answer all the questions for us. From Dirk Hopkins, do you think USPSA has a chance of being a better and bigger entity with the current direction it is on?
Yeah,
It's
I
it's a
do.
better
I
direction,
think
that's for sure.
maybe.
It's not a self-sabotaging direction. I mean, like a lot of the stuff, that if it comes out is kind of a
well,
one or two nowadays as far as controversy. So maybe.
I mean, we just elected a new area director at large, Dan Click. So instead of the president, we have an area director at large. Um, and that's fine. I've kind of gotten to a place where I've started to really have this belief that range masters should not be allowed to um, be on the board. Well, let's put it this way: a range master should be forced to recuse themselves when there's any issues related to DNROI, because they're in this weird position of being DNROI's boss, but DNRI is also their boss. And so it's like this massive conflict of interest. But beyond that, I mean, I think I think we're in a good place. USPSA did one of the smartest things they ever could do, which is they started to leverage the talent of the membership. I mean, they have the rules committee, they have the classifier
Classifier.
committee.
Yep.
They're the classifier committee that Stepan is on. He's doing that. They have the club manual committee, and they've got all these people who are relatively experts in their field in a USPSA, or not necessarily they're
In the private
in their
sector,
professional
yeah.
life. Yeah, and they're like, "Hey, we're willing to help." You know, like this whole thing about
Let us help.
USPSA being a volunteer coach, and finally USPSA at an organizational level is saying, "Yeah, let's use these people." And I think that's probably one of the biggest, if not best, things that they've done
That's
in the
good.
entire time that I've been in USPSA is leveraging
Well,
the
that's
talent
that's
of the people who are willing to help.
well, that's the one thing is like that's the one thing. One of the good things IDPA used to do with like the Tiger teams and stuff. They used to take shooters kind of at large from the organization, people who were active, and then would kind of put them on like rules committees and Tiger teams to figure out the problems. And so like
Yeah.
good for you. Like you have if you have 20,000 members, you have a lot of people who can do a lot of things for you who are very specialized. So good for them
If you do it.
if you do it.
Well,
Yep.
So I didn't
and
know
this is
USPSA was doing that. That's good.
yeah, and I think by and large the direction is good. It's positive. I mean, USPSA is always going to have about a 3-year turnover in terms of in membership. That's just the attrition rate that we have. Is it going to grow a whole lot bigger? Who knows? I think the limiting factor for a lot of USPSA is really range access. You're seeing more and more clubs that are starting to slowly tick up in terms of like how many people can we put in a single match. Slipsa is putting 160, 170 people in our weekend matches now. Like California has always repped hard. They put tons of people in, and you're seeing even what is considered a small club putting more and more people in. So that's a good thing. I think to the extent that USPSA is able to help figure out how how to facilitate new clubs, that's going to, I mean, especially indoor clubs. Indoor clubs ultimately represent probably the best opportunity for expansion because I mean, there's indoor ranges all over the country, super easy. There's not a whole lot of available places out in the middle of the sticks that are worth driving to host an outdoor style slips a level kind of match.
Yep.
So yeah. From Moisha, it's funny in the Telegram chat. Moisha's actually been posting state people shooting national stages,
This is
which
this is
arguably
what this is one of the things about USPSA as an event to be watched. It's so the plans vary ever so slightly. He's starting on this side and he's starting on that side, and he shot the steel a little bit cleaner, less like I do not think it could ever be a watchable televised um
well,
kind of
let's actually read that question because it's from Dred Scott. It says, "What are your thoughts on USPSA getting with the times and live streaming Factory Gun Nationals on Rumble? I tried watching, but whoever the two dudes were annoying and insufferable. So they're doing something, but they need to get better hosts." Um, I will say, so I agree with you, Tommy. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. The best thing in
it's
terms
too
of
nuanced to be
viewability.
interesting.
Oh yeah, no, USPSA is boring as fuck. And I know I'm probably gonna anger so many people out there, but I'm right. And
Yep.
you can hate on me all you want. I'm actually right about this. And pound sand, I don't care. But if you're gonna live stream it, the thing that John Batista did last year, which actually
Yes.
worked insanely well, was he had a tripod, and he had an extension pole. It went up about I don't know 15, 20 feet, and then it just angled down. So you had this kind of this third person bird's eye view of the entire stage, and in that format, you can actually understand what the shooters are shooting at, and it makes it so much more watchable from that perspective than this
Fixed
man
angle.
on the ground
Yeah.
kind of yeah. It's the craziest thing, but like I have all of Martin Kamenichek's runs because John did all of the entire squad for our squad last year at Nationals, and it's great. It looks awesome. You can see what they're doing. You can see the movement. You can see everything that like a person would legitimately want to see and analyze is right there, and it looks great. Now, in terms of like, because Jake does the live streaming, and he was doing it with Brian Connolly, and then he had Shannon Smith on there on the few times that I popped on there, and there's no doubt about it. Jake does a lot of great things for USPSA, but he's probably not the best. He's not a color guy. I mean, it's just not it's not his jam. You need somebody that kind of has a little bit more of a personality. That's why
Who
I
eats a little
think
bit spicier foods?
possibly. Dave Riddle. Dave Riddle would be great. What is his name? Jay Mars. I think it's who it is. Um, Either one, like both of them would do a really, really good job of actually running a live stream because you would effectively then have an analyst and a color guy who could talk about all the fun and interesting things rather than the, well, tell us what you were thinking. Oh, yeah, well, there's the hit factor. And, if you go a little bit faster, but, you get a Charlie, then that Charlie's just, it's not going to be really
Yeah.
that good. And, hit factor really is everything. I mean, there was a couple points where I was sitting there and I was listening to
Slow
them,
is
and
fast
bless
and
their heart,
smooth is slow, Tom.
oh, it was terrible. And I'm like, this is worse than golf.
What?
Yeah, well, it's not much different from golf that you have a bunch of people playing the same hole and then they're going to play 16 holes and whatever, and it's going to be very nuanced. But the one thing that golf has is like people understand hitting a ball and like seeing the ball land and how close it gets to the hole. The problem is with like USPSA and stuff like that is like you see them shooting off into the distance, and even if you have like a better camera angle, you don't get to see the impact of what's actually happening. If you had a high angle and you shot pro-am, like falling steel pro-am, like the Nationals was to
Hmm.
get you to the super top shooter match, and the top shooter match was a 10-person only pro-am, like 8-stage pro-am event, then you could start doing something with that. Like there's plenty of other things.
Yeah,
You have to have something to watch, and you have to have something that's a little bit more um, relatable to everybody else. Like, and that's why a lot of those earlier pistol matches were American gladiators with pistols jumping over barricades and running and all that other jazz and shooting stuff
Shot.
down. Yeah. Like,
right. I mean, you have to
Top Shot was
understand
so
who
much
this.
fun.
yeah, Top Shot was great. Top Shot was great. There was this one show that came out like right after 9/11 where History Channel's like, dude, we gotta get some terrorist killing on this thing. And so they came out with like this like red team, blue team, like team commando. They got like, oh, this guy was a Navy SEAL, and these guys were on the LAPD SWAT team, and they like built a couple different teams, and then they had to compete in like terrorist events and like rescuing hostages and doing that, and they were using Miles gear and they're like shooting at stuff, and I was just like, that's pretty cool because like I can see everything that's happening there, and just be like, all right, this is very interesting. I could see this and do this, but like I'm just sitting there watching the same. I'm watching the Super Squad. These are the best guys in the world. What they're all shooting within 0.2 of a second of each other, and I can't really see what's happening downrange.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to ever be everything to everybody. What they're doing right now is phenomenally better than anything they've ever done in the past. Just straight up, it is that much
They're
Yeah,
better
working
than
at
what
it.
it's been in the past. Can it get better? It can always get better. Will it ever be? I mean, it's like, will it ever be to the point of like having just that in-depth data analyzing that's all showing up on the screens? No. Lex, my best friend Lex, he does that kind of thing where like when you watch sports and you see all the stuff that ticks up on the screen, he does all that stuff, and he's paid very well for doing that. You're never going to get that in USPSA for the money that we pay for these things. And frankly, you know what? There's only 40,000 people that actually are USPSA members. A half of that actually shoots, and of that, maybe 10% is watching the live stream. So this is like a limited amount of people that actually give a flying rip. And you could say that maybe that's because like, well, it's boring and it's stupid. And so if we did a better job of it, people might be interested. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I can tell you right now, I'm happy that they're putting something out because at least I can pop on and watch something. It's just not there yet. It might be there in the future.
Yeah, and what they do with even exciting
You
sports
think?
nowadays, they do the profiles. In between the shooters, they have the profile of the shooters, and they tell a little bit story. This guy accidentally shot his dog last year dry firing. He's really coming back from a lot.
Well, that's why I think Dave Riddle, Casual Shooter podcast, Dave Riddle, and I want to say it's Jay Mars. I'm going to screw up the
Yeah,
name,
that's
but
his
the two,
Instagram.
yeah, the two of them, they're fantastic. And if you listen to, because Dave Riddle, he actually has been doing like the Nationals recap day by day, and he's great. I mean, he's got lots of information. He speaks very eloquently. He's fantastic to listen to. If you stuck him behind the camera as an analyst or as a color guy, he's going to give you. Well, actually, he'd be the color guy because Jay would be the analyst because Jay's got all that data and stuff that he's figured out. But the two of them working together would be phenomenal. And if it cost us $5,000, say, to actually pay them to come to nationals, because Dave was already there. He was at nationals. He was doing his podcast and he was doing a recap, and the recap honestly was really quite interesting. I enjoyed listening to it last night while I was sitting there washing dishes of all things,
Yeah,
listening to the recap, and that's when he was talking about Bob Crow being in the lead and how Michael Pogge may actually lose to Rich Wolf. And I'm like, oh, cool. And so like this morning I woke up and I'm like, hey, maybe I could catch some of it on the live stream. But Dave does such a good job with that
yeah.
that 100% USPSA should be going to where the talent is. And I'm not in the slightest taking away from the efforts that Jake and Shannon and Brian are doing. I'm just saying you guys are doing a good job. Here's how to take it to the next level from my perspective.
Literally, just individual cameras that they could cut to on each paper target would be fantastic. Or a little something on the bottom right of your screen that showed what the hits were on that target that they just shot at. Like, that would be something to do, because one of the great things about live sports is like seeing in the instant when the mistakes
Right.
or the things have turned and being excited about it, and not just being you want to know before the shooter knows, so you can know see what the reaction's going to be, and not being having to explain to you what just happened. Like a sport that it's like a joke, a sport or a joke that has to constantly be explained to you after it happens is not something that you can be excited about, because you just can't follow it.
Right. And in my response to that is I agree with everything you say. I don't think the money or the ROI exists right now
Well, you got to play the
to
game. You
justify
got to
that.
you got to open the packs to get the cash. Have you learned anything about this podcast?
Yep.
You got to get some skin in the game. You got to dress for the
You gotta
job.
fly. You
Yeah.
gotta fly closer to the sun.
You got to dress for the job you want, not the job you have. That's my problem. I've been showing up in a uniform for freaking 25 years. Uh
Wearing all brown.
From Moisha, what are your top 2 to 5-ish favorite YouTube channels and podcasts, shooting or not shooting related?
Shooting or not shooting related. Top podcast, Small Town Murder. I've always liked Small Town Murder. It's a good 3 hour burn. It's funny. True murder stories told by two comedians. It's pretty good. They don't make fun of the victims or the family, but make fun of everything else. It's hilarious. Small Town Murder is great. Also, they have another one called Crime and Sports, where they talk about different sports stars and their crime history, but that's not on the top five. Stager Show. I always listen to see what Stager's up to. I think he's probably one of the most interesting people in the shooting sports right now, especially with a lot of the gear reviews and doing stuff like the doing. I never thought I'd have like what's the $10,000 review on a 2011 produced by Kimber, but like we might be getting that out of Stager. So like that's another YouTube channel I'll hop into. Let's see what else stuff that always gets listened to every day. It's probably Shapiro I listen to every day. Those are kind of the staples. That stuff and YouTube channels. Growling Sidewinder, simulated dogfights, and that's fun too. I love that stuff. That just does it for me.
You know the videos that I like to watch?
You can't
The
mention this.
chicken wing ones.
The chicken wings.
The
Chicken.
I thought you were
have
gonna
you
say
seen
something
those
like
Hot ones. Hot
OnlyFans,
ones is pretty good.
Pornhub.
Hot Ones is so much fun. Watching these celebrities eat these spicy as hell chicken wings and
Oh,
having them
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
slowly fall apart is a great time.
Be,
And I love that show. I watch all of those.
being a long term fan of Adam Carolla, like long term fan, 25 years or whatever, seeing him on Hot Ones and go all the way through without complaining, it was pretty special. I was like, all right, Ace Man's got it.
It's impressive. Well,
Yeah.
it's really funny because you watch these certain people, they could just take the heat and they're totally fine. Then others just like fall apart and just like die. And I loved the DJ Khaled one is
Oh,
one of
where
the
he's like, it's
funniest
like, it's
ones.
like, did you switch these? Are these the actual ones you're eating too? And it's just like, dude,
Uh-huh.
you're like, that's
And then
that's a guy who's
my
got
my
so much
favorite
smoke blowing
part,
up his ass.
he's like, no, ain't nobody can say that I quit. Ain't nobody said that I quit. I'm just choosing to not do this anymore because I don't think it's a good idea. He's like, I think that's the definition of quitting.
Quitting.
I think that's the literally definition of quitting is you're stopping and you're not doing it anymore. He's like, no, 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 no. I ain't no quitter. I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting, man. I don't know why you'd say that. I'm not quitting. And it's a hilarious interaction, but like I love that show.
Yeah, Hot Ones is pretty good.
And it always
My,
makes me want chicken wings.
I don't like chicken wings.
They're
Never have.
delicious.
Yeah, I like the boneless. I'll do that. I've never
Yeah.
liked the chicken wings.
That's a
Weird.
sensory thing for you though.
It is. Yeah,
You don't
I
like
hate.
good
I hate.
food.
I. I. Good food is subjective. My most favorite podcast is easily Not Another Shooting Show. I love that. I think it's probably one of the best podcasts out there. Um, Mostly
Suck
because I
up.
just it is what it is. And he's a professional radio guy, and he does a damn good job. I mean, I just it straight up. The other one, if you like politics, Unbiased is good because there's this lady goes and she plays it straight down the middle, which I really appreciate. I hate Fox News and CNN, that back and forth, but I love it. I love hearing people just try and play things straight up the middle and just tell you what happened. Outside of that, Lex Friedman, Joe Rogan, Sean Ryan. I love all that. Anything that's long format where you can actually like just listen to two people talk over a long period of time. I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to podcasts except ours. And occasionally I'll listen to random Stogers or I'll do Andy's every once in a while, but most of the time I just do I do audiobooks.
Yeah.
I do a lot of those, but I just listen to the same ones over and over again
And
because
pretty
then I
much
know the ending.
anything Brandon Sanderson or anything Larry Correa, I'm in.
I know Larry Correa, but I've never heard of Brandon Sanderson. What does he do?
A lot of fantasy stuff. He's basically
Oh, okay.
like he's good. He's very
I
good.
think he's one of our neighbors.
He lives around in Utah.
Yeah.
Also, Larry Correa does as well, but
Yeah,
um,
Korea's up above Brighton, if I remember right.
he used to be out here in Eagle Mountain. I saw him at the Walmart once, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Huh?
he was. I was Larry Correa. I almost bought a AK. Well, what was it? A Saga 12. So he was up there at the Funny Bunny movie guns,
Right,
right up there in
back in the
Draper,
day."
back in the day in Draper. And I went in there one time, and I was talking to him, and he's like, "I got the new STI Spartan," and I'm like, "What's that?" And he goes, "It's a 1911 made in the Philippines, branded by STI." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then he's like, "We also got these 12 gauge Segas in," and I was just like, "That's amazing! I'll buy one." And so I bought a 12 gauge Sega, 12 gauge shot. This is 2006, mind you. And then I was just like, "Can I get a spare magazine?" And he did the best salesman thing. They're coming in soon. You know how rare a Sega 12 magazine was in 2007? I never got another one. I had one 5-round mag for the rest of my freaking time with that gun. And it had the cheapest stock on it, but it did run. It did run, and I did get sold that from a Mr. STI himself back in the day, and the monster hunters with the huge STIs. But yeah, yep. I met him one time. I had a long conversation with him and Massayub inside a Motel 8 room. So that's good times. Good times. Giant of a
I
man.
wanted Larry. I wanted Larry to come out to some of our the cop shooting matches because I feel like he would love those, but it doesn't seem like he really participates in any of the competition stuff anymore, and I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you should come out, bring some books, and it'd be fun. But oh well.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I still listen to all the old Tom Clancy books because
Tom
I just think
Clancy's
they're
good.
fun.
I listened to some of
Yeah.
the ones. I listened to Rainbow Six again this year. That was it was okay. It was pretty good. It was all right. Little bland in some
They
spots, but it's good. It's a good book.
they get dated. There's a handful of new authors who's like Brad Thor, Jack Carr, some of those guys that people keep telling me to go look at, and I've never really listened to any of them, but they're
Yeah,
supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah,
I
there's
listened to some Jack Carr, and I mean it's fine. It's not. I wouldn't say it was great. Like I'm not compelled to go finish the story. It was just kind of like, yeah, it's a book.
Yeah.
some of those are better than others. The other story, Dictators. Dictators is a great podcast to listen to. Gives you the rundown on all the great dictators. And what else is fantastic is you guys for downloading, listening, and subscribing to the show
Yeah.
year after year. Listening to us talk about the big things. The Glock 26, not as big as you want, but it's the gun you have, and there's no surgery to make it bigger that you can afford. Opening magic cards,
Yeah.
and then
Big black chocobos.
chocobos. Get them cloud buster swords. You know what that's supposed to be. You know what that's talking about. Skinny
I
white
don't know what
guy
the fuck you're
out there with
talking
his
about.
buster sword trying to compete with the black man for the same one. You know
He's
how it
got
is.
spiky hair.
It's just the way it's got to be. And tripping new shooters to make them throw their shoulders out of socket. We appreciate all you guys do. So for Robert Wyatt and Jared Stepp, I'm Tom Nelson, bidding you peace, love, and soul as we depart into the open waters of the Sea of Life on a little tugboat we like to call the PARAcast.
Good night, everybody.
Doot doot. Bonk.